Hey, so I said this year I was going to do a better job of actually documenting my days here. Um, so if you don't know, there is a medical mission trip that I have been preparing to go on. This is my second time coming down here to Honduras. And so what we do is we fly into Comayagua and we get on a bus, and I think it's like a 2.5 hour drive or 2 hours and some change. But the bus takes us down to a little town that's about south of in South Honduras, kind of close to the water, and it's called Choluteca. I know to the like west northwest of us is El Salvador. It's like not too far, maybe 20-minute drive, or no, maybe like 30, 35. And then really close this way is Nicaragua. So that is where we come to. It's a village with an organization called World Health, and they've been coming down here for quite a while. They build houses, they help with medical needs and necessities and things like that. And of course, they are Christian based, so also there's that missionary part. So they do a lot down here. And like I said, this is my second time being with them in Choluteca, Honduras. And so today was technically day one because yesterday was a travel day. It feels like you travel all day just to get here because by the time you even get to Comayagua, you still have to get on the bus. And so there's about 24 of us. There's nurses, pharmacists, doctors, nurse practitioners, and for those that are not medical, they still come and help because we still have clinics to set up and things to haul and, you know, everything. It's a lot. It's a lot of hard labor. And so we have volunteers that come just to even help with that. And so I think I would say out of our group of 24, maybe 10 to 12 are medical. The rest are here to help in other ways or even be translators. So today, like I said, was technically day one. Our day started early this morning. We got up, got breakfast, and then we had to be on the bus by 8:30 a.m. And so we first destination we went to was the children's center. So there's a theater, and the children, a lot of the ones especially that are sponsored, but the children in the town, they prepare like a little kind of like, I won't say musical, but just, songs and plays and things like that. They spend a lot of time to prepare because they know that we're coming. And so it was really great. I love the program. And then we had praise and worship. Um, and then after that, we did what we call the med breakdown, or preparing the meds for clinic. So out of all the donations, so like I said, there's 24 of us, and pretty much almost everyone brings donations that they've collected from people. You guys know that I had a list going. They also had a list going as well. And so between all of us, there was a lot of meds. And I did put some of that in my stories just so you could have an idea of what that looks like. It's this kind of smaller building or area of the building, two bigger rooms, and then like there's a closet in the back. That's where I was. The closet had to be like 90 degrees. But I was with two other young ladies, and what we did was we just took all the suitcases that people brought with meds, and we divided everything out, categorized it, brought it out for them to break down and bag. And then I think I ended up like helping bag some of the stuff too toward the end. But it usually takes like 2 days to do all of that, to break down everything that we brought. And the reason why we bring the stuff with us and we really don't mail it ahead of time is because things just work a little different down here. And you really can't mail a lot of stuff, especially something like that. So we have to literally bring it with us, have a list of what we brought. Customs goes through it. We spent maybe an hour in customs while they went through like most of our suitcases. And then, like I said, then we come and break it down into smaller bags because, in America, you might buy a bottle of ibuprofen that has 100 tablets, but we need that 100 tablets to last for 10 people or to divide it out between 5 or 10 people, right? And so that's what we do usually on that first day. We start that process of breaking the meds down so that more people can get some. So we worked on that until almost 4:15, something like that. And then we went to the hospital, so the local hospital. And for someone who has not ever seen a local hospital in another country, it looks a lot different than America for sure. It was like a building, and if you had approached it, you wouldn't think that it was a hospital. But it had just different kind of wings attached to it in like a main building. They had a nursery and a what we would call PICU in the U.S., so pediatric ICU. They had an ER. We did get to kind of tour some of those areas. So the ER, they let the medical volunteers that are here go back there. They had, dengue diagnosis, that a lot of GI diagnosis issues going on in there. The nursery had some preemies or premature babies that were born prematurely. And one thing that really stuck out to me was the moms have to come back to the hospital to feed the babies. They don't have like a lot of formula or those types of supplies just readily available. So, my mind was just turning because I'm thinking, this is something I feel like you guys need. Like, let's get to donating, right? Just formula to begin with. But also, too, I'm thinking breast pumps, breast milk pumps. One of the moms did have one, and I said, oh, do you guys hand these out so that they can just pump milk? So when they're not up here, you guys can give them the baby's milk. And she said, no, if they don't have one themselves, then they just got to physically come up here. And I'm thinking, dang. So that's on my list to raise money for while we're here is electric breast pump so that they can pump their milk, so that if they can't be up there, that their babies can eat, and formula, right? So that's going to be another item that I'm going to try to get down here long before I come back next year, because there's this huge desperate need for that as well. And then so the PICU, we walked over there, and that was another moment where in my mind I'm like, this too. But I asked them, I said, hey, do you guys have ventilators? So I was looking around, and I'm thinking like, okay, if something goes down, like how? And they were like, yeah, sometimes we have to even be in a position where we triage who gets the ventilators, because I think there's only 2 functioning ones, she said, after I asked her, and there's 5 beds. So in my mind, I'm thinking, dang, like, put this on the list. I know that there has to be companies or something out there that would actually donate ventilators. Like sometimes a hospital says, oh, we're using this brand of ventilator and now we're using servos. And you guys know I used to be a respiratory therapist before I went and got my BSN and became a nurse. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, this is something that you guys definitely need. You need functioning ventilators. So ventilators on my list, and I'm pretty, like I said, I'm sure that there's some type of foundation or organization that can donate gently used ventilators that still work. And, maybe like I said, like a hospital just decided they didn't want to use that type of ventilator anymore. Hospitals do this all the time. So if you know of anyone that has that resource or knows of that resources as well, please let me know. Like IV pumps, and it was another, let me think, IV pumps and monitors, just like regular monitors that monitor heart rate and, breathing, all that. So that's what I'm going to be on the lookout for, is that type of equipment. Also, as basic as sheets and blankets. So we did hand out blankets, and they said, hey, when they come to the hospital, they have to bring their sheets and blanket. We don't have it. And I'm thinking, it's another thing, something that we can easily and readily, bring ourselves or pay for and offer to the hospital. So I'm keeping a list, guys. And if you're watching this and you would like to be a part of that and help to donate for those items, please let me know. So after we left the hospital, we handed out sandwiches, juice, and blankets at the hospital. And after we left, we went to dinner. And after dinner, we came here, and tomorrow we'll go on to day 2. We'll finish breaking down the meds. I know we're going to the community where they build houses, so people donate money, and they're able to build like a house for like $12,000. We went to their community last year, and so we're going to go again this year. But I'll save that for day 2. Just wanted to recap day 1 before I got in the shower. and got ready for beds. Because, like I said, hey, these are long days. We wake up early, we get going, we do the work, we come back, we shower, and we go to bed and do it all over again. So that was day one. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day two.